Hi guys, and welcome to episode 1 of my Ymir multiplayer series. I'm super excited to bring this to you guys, and I sadly missed the opportunity to get on the big server 1 where it seems all the hardcore veterans are. It's a bit too late. It filled out in 30 minutes, so I'm on server 2, which reset about an hour ago, and I'm ready to start. I've created my nation, the chiefdom of Castell, with a nice like purpley red, that's the main colour, and then a golden lion or a yellow lion, that's the symbol. So I've spawned in, and already continental hills, forest with a river below us on the coast. I couldn't be more pleased. This is an excellent spot. So we've got forest on hills as our main tile, which is where I'm going to settle to start with. This is plenty of wood, plenty of flint and rock. And because we're on the coast, we may even probably have shells or something like that, but we've got immense potential. River down below, great growth, potential for shells. I'm really excited, but let's get straight into it. Because we're no longer on the single player where we can just dilly-dally, let's get stuff done. So, already we can see the new stuff. Settle, and it's going to be a hamlet now, instead of just a city and our capital, it's a hamlet. The most basic form of a settlement, a regional centre with no local administration, unable to control regional territories, we can't get those little village hamlets on the sides, but it can evolve into a bigger regional capital. So I'm going to name it, as I always name all my cities, or at least the capital cities, Redwood. Let's get started. So in this video, what I'm going to be covering is the very basics of getting the initial startup. And so looking at this place, my gosh, I can see it's a lot of flint. This is too much flint. Look, all of this is flint. What I'm going to have to do is migrate very early to somewhere south, because the hilliness is perfect, gives good defensive location, but all this flint, very little fertile zone. And with this coast here, yes, it does offer some fish, but it actually just takes up more space. So I'm not happy with how this is in the long run. In the short run, this will work fine. We've got, because it's continental, we've got fertility 3 everywhere, so that's brilliant. And we've got a nice amount of resources. And if we have a look, let's get some stuff down. We'll get some water. We don't even need many because we're going to be evacuating, aren't we? So, and they've also, developers improved migration. Sorry, evacuating territories. So now evacuating territories should be a bit more easy and a bit cleaner. So it'll be even better. But let's get some stuff down. Let's stop rambling on. We've got 2 meat sources, that's pretty good, and food, we've only got carrots, and carrots are pretty crap. They're not, like, there's nothing particularly wrong with them, it's just the fact they are just carrots, whereas they're not a food source that can be made into a into another product. So apples can also be made into cider. What else have you got? Wheat can be made into bread later on. Grapes into wine. See, these food sources actually have 2 uses, but carrots are just carrots. So straight away, filling these. So I've got my farms down. I'll set these all to critical. I'll set this to low and this one to high, and then my 2 hunters lodges, again set these to critical. So we're just racing through these jobs, because the jobs, these missions, they give you stuff, civilization points, meat, leather. So we just want to race through them to try and get all this stuff very quickly. Where's our other meat? It's down here. So let's set this to critical. And see, we've still got 7 inactives. But we can look at this. Look, there's new symbols, like the farmer, that's a new symbol. Also new symbols around here, because with the budget balance, it's now community work, like I said in my video. So that's now changed to a hammer to represent people working, not spending money. GDP is now a new symbol. And the wealth is a new symbol as well, 0.5 wealth. So this is all going good. I'm also going to get a woodcutters down. They've improved the range of woodcutters, but they've made it so there needs to be more workers and woodcutters. So I'm just going to get one of them down. Treaty proposal. So we're already getting somebody who wants to get migration. Yeah, give rights of passage. We'll agree. So yeah, this is the multiplayer, guys. So if you haven't played Ymir yet, and you've watched my tutorial series, you're really interested in the game, but you still want a little bit more, watch this and really have a think, because this is it. This is the main part of the game, the multiplayer. We're going to be talking with other players, and I like to put a roleplay theme to how I talk. So I don't talk as me, I talk as my character, Gontron Proudteeth, as we can see in the top left. And I always play Gontron Proudteeth. I just like that character. So we're going to be talking with the players. We're going to be trying to actually have strategic cities, trying to rush certain techs, no dilly-dallying of getting 5,000 resources in a stockpile. We're going to be trying to spend our resources efficiently, and I'm very, very excited to show you guys. And you can always treat this as a tutorial series. I'm not labeling this as a tutorial series, but I'm going to be explaining what I do, and giving you guys an idea of how I play, so you can follow along yourself or get some tips on how you want to do things yourself. So even if this isn't a tutorial series, if you haven't played Ymir yet and you are still thinking and not really sure what to do and how to play, follow what I do and then put your own twist on it, because you won't play exactly like me, but you may follow certain things I do. But that's enough rambling. We've got all the buildings down that I want. What's our next mission? Tools. So I'm just going to get just some tool makers. I'm going to set this one to low and this one to high. Because like I said, I don't want to stay here. This would be a good city if there was resources on here, like copper or tin or something like that, which has a hill, higher chance of that to spawn. But at the moment, I don't want to develop this city too much because of just the lackluster in long-term potential. It lacks long-term potential. There's just so much level 1 fertility ground. I can't really grow much resources here. There's a nice amount of trees, but I'm going to be wanting to get lots of cows and lots of space for fields to grow food, obviously, but also in this case, because we're on continental, growing, I think it's cotton. Yeah, it is cotton. So I'm going to need lots of farmland space, and even though this is level 3 facility, that's much better than the level 2 that I'm used to. I still don't think that makes up for the fact that this is all flint. So what I want to do is set up the rough basics here, get some scouting parties out, scout around to clear what I call the void. Clearing the void means when we move formations, they can't have an event that will destroy them. Then that means we can create some settlers, settle a second city, turn that city into our capital, evacuate our capital and send all our people over to that new city. And we've got a much better location, and we've saved most of our resources. And then in the future, if I do manage to take this territory again, I have somewhere where I know what it's like, and I may have some buildings down. So we've got tools, and now it's wood. And we have used up all our workers now. So we're making hammers, using up the flint. They've changed this as well. Okay, they changed just a bit of the UI. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I want to rush through these. So I'm going to fire these guys. Fire these guys. Them all straight into... Where did I even put my flipping wood lodge? Over here. These, put them all into this. Because yeah, we need to produce 1 per tick, because that's 1.4. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm literally just trying to complete all these missions, because completing these missions means I get the extra resources, which means I know how much I've got. And I'm ready to move on to the harder, or more important missions, I should say. So there we go, that's wood done. Now we've got a militia. Well, our job is to get a militia, 10 rock throwers. So I'm going to create a militia over here. The fat bastards, let's leave them as that. And then, yeah, ranged units, rock throwers, 10. Boom, so we've got a militia. And then now we're getting into the good stuff. So we've got sedentary life, which gives us a few starter buildings. So it gives us houses, wooden fence, stone fence, and the elder circle. Now I'm going to put some, I think it just sows. Oh no, it's farmers. So farmers into that. 7 minutes to get that done. And then now, once we get sedentism, we get more hammers, more wood, more leather, and we will have to place down 10 houses, I think it is, so 10 or 20 houses to unlock the next tech. But this is where it's a bit, I'm not sure. Do I want to build the houses if I'm thinking of migrating? I'm not sure. So because I'm thinking of migrating, I am going to set up an army. I'm going to call the Scouts. The Scouts with a big C. Let's go. No, I can't actually put a space. Fuck. Scouts with a small C. Let's go. And I'm going to put in the... I'm not going to make that yet, actually. I'm going to change up my game plan. The reason is I think it's a little bit risky for me to try and migrate straight away. I want to develop a little bit further. Get a few more people, because our population is growing. Maybe get up to about 150 porco, not 150 porco, sorry, 150 population. And then set some scouts up and then get all that set up. Because, like I said, there's nothing wrong with this place in the short term at all. It's got 2 meat sources, it's got plenty of food, plenty of water. It's a good little area, and with the 3 fertility, because it's continental, it's got great growing potential in the short term. The only reason I want to migrate it as a capital elsewhere is because in the long run, it just doesn't have the growing space for me to really get enough out of it. So, if I was forced to stay here, it's not a problem, but it's just I feel we've got a river below, we can probably find somewhere much better. But actually, I've answered my own question there, like I said before, whereas in the short term, it's okay, it's perfectly fine and good. So, I don't actually need to rush to settle elsewhere. So now, we're just waiting for sedentism to research. So, things are looking good. Yeah, that's my game plan. To remain here, maybe for the next day, couple days, build up our porco size, get some scouts, scout around, try and meet new players, judge what they're like, because sometimes you can tell right away if people are going to be aggressive or not. Usually by the messages they send, and you can see how experienced they are. Usually experienced players are either really nice or really aggressive. So if they're experienced, I'll treat them as a threat. And yeah, find out what's nearby, find some good new locations to migrate, and all will be good. So this has been a quick episode because it's quite dense with information. I wanted to get the very basics done, and we're now just waiting on technologies, and even once we've got sedentary life, it'll just be waiting on house building and all of that. So this is stuff I'll do at another time, and we're growing. We're not producing enough carrots. Oh, but that's only because they're researching sedentary life. So we're producing enough meat, enough carrots, enough water. We're making hammers. We're producing leather. We're producing everything we need. We're growing in size. So this is a good point to leave and come back another day and continue from there on. So guys, thanks for watching this quick introductory episode into my multiplayer series. I hope you're excited, just as I am, to get this series done, and you're going to hopefully be watching the episodes and almost playing along with me. Maybe you are on the server too yourself and want to meet up with me, or maybe you've never played the game before and you just want to treat this as a more relevant tutorial series. Either way, thanks for watching. I'm excited to see you guys in the comments down below, and please leave the video a like if you've enjoyed it, and also subscribe if you are interested in following this, because it will just help you get notified. So guys, I'll see you in the next episode.